Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Normandy here on the Lord Master channel, also known as the Normans. We've been focused on this strategy, which many people call it building tall, as I've been focused on the development of here, there, and there, which I feel is about to reach the development of 20 come 3 years time. And then after that I'll switch the focus back to Lulu to try to get it up to 20 as well, to be on par with my capital county. Because we want to have a strong foundation for the domain to hold, so that way we can have not only have a strong economy, which is further enhanced thanks to my stewardship skill, and I've recently became avaricious, and many other modifiers that increases the monthly income and holding taxes and all that, thanks to me being greedy. I'm 47 years old, I'm feeling fine, and 3 children, all daughters. And Stephanie's the shrewd one, which I would rather have in my line of succession. Unless I have a son at some point, which would be fine in terms of time given. And we've been building up quite a war chest, which kind of reminds me of Crusader Kings 2 in regards to that old ambition, build a war chest. Like if you're a count, get it up to 300 gold. If you're a duke, which I am, get it up to 500 gold. King, 750 gold. And then at Emperor Empire, 1,000. So I've been building up a war chest quite a bit, so perhaps I should wait 2 more months or so to get to 500. Plus we have 1 more that needs to be reinforced, and then we're ready to go. Powerful vassals I've gathered. Let's see who's persuadable. You're more likely. And both of you are persuadable. I'll persuade you. Gotcha. There's going to be some law changes before wartime. Alright, we're fully reinforced. Let's wait till November. So I could get up to 500 gold just to pretend that you completed your ambition of building your war chest. As things stand, my leads planned military exercise to hone our commander's skills or better prepare everyone for war. Following the complex of theoretical and practical military exercises implemented, it is with dismay that I understand my intellectual capabilities were not enough to grasp the new theoretical concepts introduced. Sadly, it did not improve my military skills. They did forget. Oh, well, can't win all the time, you know. Alright, you got your gold. Let's begin. Flanders. Their military strength is superior because they got a bunch of allies. But in actuality, him being allied with the King of Francia, the King of Piety, who's on a drinking binge as of late, he cannot intervene in war because it's a fellow vassal of, well, the Liege. So it's just for prevention of joining factions, that's what that is. So in actuality, it's not just Flanders, but we're also up against Lower Lotharingia, which is strength inferior to ours. And Anjou, just to our southern neighbor, is which is just laughable. So we shouldn't have much problems, and I don't think there's a need for mercenaries, though he may hire 1, but we could take them all on. This is for the claim. That county here. It'll cost you quite a bit of piety because of because it'll be quite a And I could bring allies in, but I think we could do it on our own. Yeah, the cultural acceptance between us goes down a bit. But I'm ready. The drums of war beat. Heralds have returned, the proclamation read, and war against Duke Bernard of Flanders is now official. Letters summoning to your vassals have flown across the realm, ordering every able man to leave their fields and gather under your banner. Yet, as the drums beat day and night, your marshal reports that some of your lesser lords and bannermen are showing reluctance to answer the call. Some are already deserting. How shall we deal with those who shirk their sacred duty? Yeah, it's conflicting me because I'm just, but there's all screaming great. But I'll say, let their house be their judgment. I only need the loyal, the few, and the proud. War preparations, diplomatic offensive. My chancellor at least clears their throat as the war declaration is being drafted. My lord, while our cause for war is just, we could strengthen our position by dispatching emissaries to neighboring realms, with carefully worded missives to highlight our enemy's transgressions. We could sway neutral parties to view our aggression favorably. It will cost a modest sum for the diplomatic mission and suitable gifts, but the prestige gain would elevate your standing among the nobility. Some may even send supplies or mercenaries to our aid. This is why you build up a war chest for times like these. Attacker advantage, army damage pursuit up, army siege weapon effectiveness goes up for the next 2 years. It should not be a long war. Let diplomacy pave our way for our armies. That's the Duke's army. Engage them first. Unregulated slavery, so everything's back to normal. For at least the parts that I like. Good, as it should be. Defeat the enemy army first if you can chase them down. If not, forget it and just go for... We are to engage them out there. If you can capture the Duke without having to start the siege, that'll be great. They have the advantage, but we have the numbers. Alright. Captured one of their knights. Gained experience with the bow. Got a hook on one of my knights. Right, let's begin the siege. Not afraid of the other enemies. Let's see how long this takes. No need to engage them out there. 6 months. That's doable. Stalemate so far. Trouble monks. Again, I plan on getting an inspector, just to help with the development growth. So especially when we get down to personal touch or the domain limit. This land that's going to be conquered by me, I'm going to hold that for myself. Recently in the council meeting, I was pressed by everyone to follow up on a promise I raised a long time ago about allowing my vassals to retain a large number of my due vassal levies as well as financing a minor development projects in their lands. It is clear to me that my vassals have been lobbying hard my councils regarding this proposal. I would not be surprised if gold was involved to increase my council's willingness to pursue this issue. As things stand, I state a definite answer regarding this matter in the next few days. Unjust, greedy, veto. This is the people on my council. And my spouse too. So I'll have to veto the law, breaking my promise to my vassal due to the serious matter at hand. Return will raise by a potential hefty amount. Your unlighted councillors will be disappointed in your decision. Your lighted councillors already suffered opinion analysis with you due to the tyranny applied. All characters in the realm. I have to veto it. As the realm is passed about a state of warfare, it becomes apparent that there should be a way to specialize our troops in either defense or offense. As the supreme commander of my army, I don't want to gain the insights of such training. There's a drawback to this, however. As long as I perfect the art of offense or defense of my troops, not spending time to develop my lifestyle path, thus losing important progress is made there. Given this situation, I have several paths to consider. I'll avoid wasting time on details. It's going to be a short war. Oh, hell. Now he's a rival of me. Out of a lack of respect and opinion, I discovered today after much study and browsing the realm's accounts that one of my members of my council spent far more than he or she was allowed to. I am far from happy, and I suspect Richard, or Rickard, who is behind these outrageous expenses. Nevertheless, the whole scam was masterfully done, and I have no proof against him. I'll amend the situation using my skills, because I have a high stewardship skill in addition to me being greedy. I'll attempt to cut my losses whenever possible by persuading all innocent involved parties to reach financial agreement with me. It's transitioning to confrontation. Let them gather. Unfortunately, the terror I inspired others to turn against me as a direct consequence of an insidious action from someone who decided to get rid of me once and for all. As such, while at night, in an empty alcove of my castle lost in my thoughts, I'm viciously attacked by a mysterious and dark figure that swiftly approaches me from the shadows. I'm really certain his objective is my utter and final demise. I must fight for my life. 17% chance I might die. And I live. I exit my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A jumble of mud brick huts, barracks, shacks, and earthworks. Pennants snap in a stiff breeze. Cut timbers laid stack like a wall outside the tents. My Lord Retainer approaches me and informs that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards, head to the edge of the camp. The barony of Bouillon stands before me. A charred charnel, a heap of rubble and bodies. In the fields between, a vast, sickly black cloud of locust swarms, yellow bands on their hard-shelled carapaces are swollen to bursting. Shrill rattling sounds fill the air as acrid smoke swirls above them. Sprawling through the air, locusts descend upon their kin, stripping them bare, and leaving a field of flesh and blood, and a hollowed hulk of waste. I scan the ruins of the stone houses with lightless windows and crumpled walls. Grieving widows wail in the square, and their children stand dazed beside them, with small hands covering their ears. The men look at me for direction. I'll spare it because not only it's a just thing to do, but it is also the land that I will hold for myself, so there's no need to damage it further. We have to engage the enemy out there. As my army marched through Compatibility, villages begged for mercy and their bellies shrunken from famine. The soldiers discovered meager grain stores hidden beneath the barn. Locals plead desperately for its return while the army eyes the food hungrily. By night, Hogod turns to, "My lord, do we feed our men, or do we have to leave to these wretches? I believe that the fate of these people is not our responsibility, but some idealists think differently." Divide the grain equally between soldiers and villagers. They're going to defend in this forest here. Let's see what we can do. There you have the advantage, but let me add a tiny bit more advantage so it wouldn't be as bad. I hope. They're killing us. Next phase. They still have the advantage, but we managed to get them. We got them. Took a bit of knock, but we're still good. So that was a slaughter for the first battle. The second battle here in this forest city. I mean, I didn't pay much attention to the knights. Able to kill one of them, while our knight maimed the other. Hopefully that was the difference maker here. This was a Norman claim here. We got it. So you're over the domain limit. And now it will not take as long. Let me compliment you. You can start endorsing me again. Ready to inspect. Today, Bonchard held a fiery sermon for all the children at court, who are apparently spellbound as they zealously read from the scriptures. My daughter Stephanie now seems certain that she is destined for greatness, claiming that God supports her indiscriminately. That's right. Never forget the divine is on your side, Stephanie. Let's help it out. On my way. And get it up under control. Because the control this county here is room for improvement. It'll be done in 2 years' time, but we can make it go faster. And then you're next. Flanders broke up more, as the little entities are still leaving there. Not particularly interested in Amiens. Oh, and I have another thing to show you. A new phase. The consolidation of Normandy faces setbacks during the confrontation struggle phase, due to a failure to enforce a ducal authority through assimilation during the acculturation phase, or conflicting ambitions during the adventure phase. Now Normandy faces unrest, if not outright war, as lesser nobles dispute their lord's autonomy. Meanwhile, the various groups now that live in Normandy frequently contest in secular and religious power. Eventually, if the parties in conflict come to tolerate one another through force or diplomacy, they can begin to build a unified Norman society, leading to the acculturation phase. They also might wish to seek their fortunes elsewhere, or to invite others to assist them in their squabbles, leading to the adventure phase. Here's the effects. The war, for those involved. Unlocks the forced vassalization, Cosmopolitan. Unlocks the border raid, Cosmopolitan. Fabricating claims in the struggle region costs prestige instead of gold. Oh, it's within the struggle region, mind you. Involved and interloper characters have shorter truces for wars within the struggle region. Army pursuits plus 10. Garrison size jump way up at plus 150%. Castle buildings construction time and holdings are cheaper and times reduced. But yeah, much more reduced. Control growth when at war goes up, interestingly. Now for culture effects for involved. Vassals of a different culture are more likely to use the minority vassal stance. Granting a title to a local noble provides prestige. Befriending involved characters of the same culture gives prestige. Helping a claimant of the same culture taking their title gives prestige. Lowered opinion of different cultures and culture acceptance gain is halved by minus 25%. For those involved in faith effects, releasing prisoners of different faith provides prestige and lowered opinion for different faiths and for others. Other effects includes the decision to build a local Christian religious building costs more gold in Normandy, and inviting Norse settlers costs less gold. But unfortunately, holding taxes goes down, and so does development and even popular opinion. So this is again a phase where things are a little more intolerant around here. So either is better. So we shall see. And remember the struggle headings in the far future of Norman conquest, complete simulation, outsider's yoke, which that one is for interloper, basically someone who is not Norman or any of the others involved. But anyways, I'm on my way to go oversee the new lands that I've conquered. Just we're about to set out, starts pouring down rain as far as the eye can see. I can't help but curse my poor luck, but I've seen the dark clouds that come in for a while. If we want to make our journey on time, we have to set out, but it's a risky journey with the weather being what it is. Just get in there. I'm here to inspect. Send gift. Ah, thank you very much. Even though we're not friends, but I guess it's because you have so much money you have no idea what to do with. And plus you are a generous character, so I accept your gift. You could definitely make an investment here. Well, it's currently under construction. 6 years left. Devastated by siege, so 3 years time. We got everything upgraded. Obviously this needs improvement. And upgrade that too. No stone unturned. So control growth is going up. As always, I'm here to improve the bureaucracy. Friendly nobles. I find myself yet again in conversation with some of the locals about how should I prioritize the restructuring of Lyon. Move and rebuild the old town walls, my liege. Captain Lambert of the local garrison says. Think how much more space we would have for a new residential district. No, The old merchant district is dire need of touch-up. Alfonso, representative of local guilds, cuts the conversation anxiously. Imagine how much more lively the town will be with an active merchant district. Like, I want to have, well, decrease slightly, I mean. Look, you had a success chance when it was lowered. I'll say we do not have enough gold to hand it out to just anyway. Just be in character for once. I mean, even if I fail, I can always go over there and do it again. Okay. Local garrison's been struggling as of late. So, that's a bit of a success. Yeah. After the evening spent in discussion with local landholders, I finally managed to secure a deal with one of the local merchant guilds. Hopefully this will be just the start of getting this county back to where I would like it to be. If only I could find some more amicable voices to support my efforts here. First of many steps. Control went up again. Extra taxes. Dispute. At times it looked like there was maybe the end to the corruption haunting. But at every turn something's needed to be fixed. There was always another bandit group pillaging, another corrupt noble hiding away taxes, or another building that needed renovation. It was a heroic effort on my part, but there's only so much one man could do. Inconclusive, so... This means that popular opinion goes up, but it does increase the success chance the next time you come back to inspect. Whenever it's succeeded, so... Hey, good effort. It'll be back to full control in some time, so I did my part. The procession of gunstones. I mean, it's the ant path in the middle of winter. So I'll say fine. Find another path. As we managed to get to a dangerous path here in March of Normandy, suddenly a strange feeling that someone's missing is bothers me. I don't remember seeing Lucilla all day. This is worrisome. She's still just a child. Well, she probably got lost somewhere in the plains along the way. She'll probably get lonely, and more importantly, starving. Child of a wet nurse. Courtborn. Organize a search party. They found her. Okay. Right, we're back to being fully reinforced now. And the income is handled slightly. Meanwhile, on the Sicilian frontier, Imperiality. A frontier like Sicily, saturates across all the civilization, attracts the attention of outsiders like bees to honey. For years, the distant realms from across the Mediterranean competed militarily, politically, religiously, and economically to control this wondrous, beautiful, lucrative land. Byzantium has emerged as the most powerful force in Sicily, and the regional ruling class, that is, the local elite, has origins in, or at least close ties to that world. One can say that this frontier is maintained under such imperiality, for now. Yet, this is a hollow dominance, for the region is drained of the resources and vitality. Underneath this veneer of stability is the unpredictable, capricious nature of the frontier, like a frontier. It's not implausible that one day, whether through attacks or by ravenous outsiders, eternal squabbling or both, that the frontier of Sicily will emerge as the faithful arena of the Mediterranean once more. The history of Sicily is full of twists and turns. Greek ruling class over there. They've arrived here. There's no income right now because, well, control being above domain limit, recently looted, so zero income. But hopefully with time, get under control. And a insignificant trade power hasn't increased by much, but it's in the works. I was shocked when I caught my daughter Rosa trying to steal the travel chest of the visiting mayor, Crusader. She confessed that she thought she could get away with it, but now she knows it was wrong. Honestly, it will serve you best in the long run, child. I think. Or I'd rather have you humble. I think you should be humble. Grand wedding. Hey, you're the one that gave me a gift. I mean, I got nothing better to do. I like to travel. I can manage. So he's not available to join the entourage. No. It's something that I have to attend. So no need to spend. Like to keep the money. So I'm ready to go. I'll be there, simply for the sake of it. Because I need to get off my ass and start wandering more. Ditch. Diplomacy will do. Yeah, just look for, potential alliances. For security reasons. Both within France and Normandie nearby. Guest list is huge with 80. Steffi's now the same age as I was when I started to rule. My path was filled with hardships, being responsible for the whole realm at such a young age, yet it made me the man I am today. My childhood was much different from my peers. Instead of childish games, I played a game of adults. I played it and learned it well. There is suitable land, the county of Lisieux, where Steffi can become a ruler as I did. But is she ready? Is my path the only one that prepares for the harsh future? We shall not repeat the mistakes of the past. So, what'd you get? Stewardship up by 1. But she's going to be 1 for diplomacy. I look around myself with excitement. Everywhere I lay my eyes, there are mingling guests, flowers on every service, buzzing servers, low dishes, and a very proud host come both. Checking on the final details. The nervous but excited spouses, Count and Crusader, are staying at the ready. The ceremony is about to begin, and I can't wait. Construction complete. Negotiating alliance. My nephew. Oh my god, what happened? Slain in battle. Died from the wounds. Sickly. But at least his future's still secure. It's good. You got it. You got it, nephew. We're with you all the way. Continue the investments. Holding taxes and beefing up the strength of the station men-at-arms. As the ceremony runs its course, I finally managed to place myself in Duke. I haven't engaged in some small talk, which rapidly moves to the more interesting field, politics. We share some casual remarks, and I lead them exactly where I wanted them. You can never feel too safe. Your enemy's always getting stronger around you. Pity if someone took advantage of that, huh? It's not intimidated. Doesn't look like it's gonna work yet. The ceremony's finally reached its climax. The traditional rituals have been completed. All is left is the final vows and the formal consent, the seal on the marriage, as both Count Normandie and Countess Crusader say I do. The crowd starts cheering, and we all stand witness to the beginning of their life together. Exciting. For part of the wedding, the ceremony is finally behind us. Everyone is smiling in the anticipation of the gargantuan meal, exciting entertainment, and general revelry about to be offered. Let's tuck in. Enjoy. Everyone's in good spirits. On my left, a group of children is hypnotized by the jugglers. On my right, poets declaim their latest compositions to the adoring crowd. However, the whole banquet falls silent when a crew of dancers, bearing torches, make their way to the center of the venue, inviting guests to join them along the way. The view is breathtaking in the low lights of the early evening. The torches light up their smiling faces against the darkening sky and cast interwoven patterns into their shadows. It all looks amazing until Clemenza trips, knocks a torch from the neighbor's hand, and sets her own clothes aflame. I must do something. I got burnt too, but I'm good. Ah! Died from her wounds from the fire. Oh, I'm sorry. She was my physician. It feels like I've been eating, drinking, mingling, dancing, and singing for days. Soon the celebrations will wind down, and the spouse will retire to their private chambers for the consummation of their wedding. For us who remain, though, let's pour another drink and toast to the spouses. The feast continues. The newlyweds are taking their leave, consigned with the families to the bedchamber to consummate their union. The rest of us return to the banquet hall to make merry and celebrate. 'Tis a luxurious castle we're spending in. I can't help but think of the things which wouldn't be missed by their owners. The rest of the evening is mine to spend how I wish. You lose just because you are greedy, avaricious, and just. No better time to rifle through the chambers. One after another, all the guests are leaving, and it's time for me to depart too. The wedding was a great occasion to mingle with my peers and relax, and I abandoned the premises tired and satisfied, sending my best wishes to the spouses for a prosperous and happy union. Congratulations again. Illuminated treasure buried. Damn. Now we're starting to get a bit of income over there. 3 years. In 4 years, we'll have this development up to 20, and then we'll be focused on over there. Oh no, not my heart antler. Medicinal jar. That old Norse sword I can live without. In fact, destroy some of these artifacts that if you're not planning on using. Just destroy those that you do not need. Stag. That damn tooth. And for the love of Gorilla God, you cannot destroy this. Repair these. Stevity might need these. That I can live without. Same for this one. And those books. You might need that. That's a big one. And I like having this for travel reasons. So it's just heavily investing on repairs. Just about everything. We'll get a new physician soon. Just 2 more perks. We'll get things moving in the right direction soon. Whoa, you've been holding 100 gold on me? Well, get out of here right now before you die, old man. Need the money for the physician to hire. Find a good one. Poor what the f... Blind. That's why you're terrible. Blinds don't... People don't make good physicians. Are you sure this is the best that we got? Huh? actually both feel depressing. You know what, Godfrey? As you're my nephew and knight, we need you to stick around, because here to help you improve your skills. I want you to be better at this sort of thing. Organize the court. No, not enough. So we need you to pick up that novice physician trait so you could be better at it. Didn't want to spend my money on it, so I feel like you forced my hand here. Try to improve some artifacts if you can. As my child Stephanie grows up, it's become apparent to everyone that my child is strong. Alright, it's not inheritable, but she's shrewd and strong. So, she's not afraid to. There was a commotion among the children today. The girl who was attempting to preach among his fellow youngsters became a target of a small fight. Stephanie intervened and managed to stop the fight before anyone got hurt. Remaining calm in the face of pressure is incredibly important for you. She'll be quite the character. Brave, ambitious, but calm. Just shrewd and strong. Today, Fregat held a fiery sermon for all the children at court. They're apparently spellbound as they zealously read from the scriptures. My daughter Rosa now seems certain she's destined for greatness, claiming that God supports her indiscriminately. You know what? Sisters competing to look better at one another seems a little fun. And it's also very Norman-like. You see, my lord, some of local expectation opponents are quite harsh on business. I found myself approached by Humphrey, representative of the Butchers Guild of Agata. He's spoken late about the troubles this guild have to go through. I figured maybe we could settle some stuff a bit more between the two of us instead. He put the small bag on the table in front of me, giving me a knowing look. Huh. Get out of here before I have you killed, you leech. I was about to say lech, but I think you get the meaning. Hot done. Eek. No, I was just reading something unrelated. Prince Bishop's Thomas's funeral. It means I do want to be active and go places to help me. You know what? Give me mercenary guards and mountaineer. After the funeral, I want to go places to help with my, you know. Ah, damn it. To help with the, you know, the wander lifestyle. So I just go on a little trip and head to there. Increases Stuart's lifestyle experience. But it's just more of, oh, Bear needs to go to, and all that. So, forget the mountaineer thing. Thought we were going places, but not too much. As we walk through Tibby, we're caught up in a crowd of people waiting for a large car full of building materials to move out of. I don't need your stuff. I already got it cheaper somewhere else. One man shots another. The other one looks crestfallen because what we're supposed to do with these then? He responds, making more than self-ending. mean, we don't have, I mean, all the buildings are up to date. So I'll buy all the materials. So it'll stay there for future reference whenever we get new innovations. So these will stay. Reims to be called final resting place. And I'm greeted by the Prince Bishop Thomas of Reims, so I care little company. Wait. Okay, this is the Prince Bishop and this is about him. Sorry for the confusion because, you know, I was about to say, don't tell me he just died while we were about to go to the funeral. I thought it was him, but sorry. It's been a while since I've done funeral activities in this game. Mourn, befriend. Who to befriend? Why the Prince Bishop himself? Huh. Perhaps he can give me something in return. Archery contest. United tournament. Unless it's one of my knights that went to the tournament over there. Not that. Sorry. I didn't know my knights are allowed to go to such places without my behest. The Salvo line marches on. The line have to last a moment with Prince Bishop called of Reims. The last whisper, a last long goodbye. Alas, nothing is the last place anyone will see you again. True, it's a privilege to be here. The line brings me ever closer to the last. The figure in front of me parts, and there's nothing but a veil between me and him. Actually, just a quiet bow on iPod. I was about to say speak with his virtues, because I was about to say, oh, here's the virtuous man that I did not know personally. But I'm sure he did some good stuff in his day. Oh, no, he wasn't at all. He was lustful and sadistic. A quiet bow, and I part. I just wanted to go on a trip there a bit. Be more active. In a quiet corner of the church, I overhear Prince Bishop Thomas of Reims chatting with a group of mourners. Somebody gestures me over. We all have fond memories of Prince Bishop Cole. I was just talking about the time that I inherited the Prince Bishop of Reims from my acquaintance, Prince Bishop. Tell me other memories, sir. I admit I have nothing. I'm just laughing at the fact that I could say something about the guy I didn't even know. The time has come to commit the Prince Bishop of Reims' final rites before his final journey hereafter. Khan's enshrouded body is held suspended above an open grave surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at his head is Prince Bishop Thomas, a privileged place of mourning afforded to only the magnanimous host. They were given a few traditional prayers for the deceased. Then his body slowly lowered to his grave where he may rest in paradise for eternity. Beautiful. Yes. Let's get moving. Passing through the back alley of Grande, I see a lonely child and her dog sitting in a corner behind a small wall. Here, go, Valor. She tells us she hands a small piece of bread, keeping it for herself. Looking at the two, clearly the dog's been taking much better care than of its owner. The kid must be giving it everything she could find. As a greedy person, I said, I don't have time for filthy orphans. Melissenus cried. The evening mist rises from the as at the river as my party makes camp near the great rocky outcrop where the city of Luxembourg perches above. An old fisherman, Elvis, shares my fire. That's a fisherwoman. On her nets by the look at her. Do you know the tale of Melusina? She asks. Wait, it's she, right? Yes. She asks, her gnarled fingers working on twine. She was a water spirit, beautiful beyond mortal imagining, who married Count Siegfried himself. She built this castle with her magic, they say, but she had a secret. One day each week she became a serpent from the waist down, and her husband must never see. She pauses, listening to the water. He looked, of course, men always do, and she vanished into the river, screaming in grief. They say she still swims in these waters. When a Count of Luxembourg is about to die, her cry echoes through the valley. As if in answer, a strange sound drifts from the mist. Perhaps an owl, perhaps a wind through the rocks, perhaps something else entirely. Since I'm a greedy and plus avarice person, I would say, if I found Melusina, I'd make her build me a castle too. I muse aloud about the advantages of having a magical wife who could construct fortifications. The fisherwoman looks at me strangely. She's not a servant, my lord, says quietly. She's a spirit of these waters. You don't command such beings. While traversing a challenging path in Cons, I hear laughter ahead. My bishop and my nephew Godfrey are working together across a wide, grassland-fed river. Your ideas to build a makeshift bridge was brilliant, exclaims Godfrey, much replies a chuckle. And your quick thinking of those long grasses tied it all together. Sees Oscar led to new friendship. This is why he's our journey indeed. Slow! Like to receive a good education, Miss Stephanie. So you're gonna be the one. You just might be. Pass some manners circuit ball. In the we hear rumors of a small crystal shard that boy has healing properties. It's not a major site of pilgrimage, so there aren't many outside the region who know of it. However, this shrine does attract a constant stream of local visitors. Many here swear that worshiping God at this shrine has helped the ill recover from a number of ailments. My child companion and I whether it might be worth it to stop by this shrine and spend some time. It would probably make offerings to God. Wouldn't be a good idea to pray to God here. Blessed. Feel blessed. Got that Holy Ghost power. King Andre is dead. Died from being ill. Oh, he was a good one. Now King Aldbad. This is the time to you'll gain no renown. Right. And you got a blind Greek wife. I was gonna go over there and pay homage, but can't do that because you need a renown. Well, at least he's rather friendly with me. And I don't need to attend a coronation. Oh, I impregnated Allison again. If I get a son out of this, well, crud. That means I'm going to have to raise him too and try to raise him about it as good as Stephanie is. But remember, you may never know. You guys were bust. You may pick up on that. I want to do something to... Ah, university visit. It's back again. But you know how much that costs? You've already been to Rome. I'm willing to go as far as Byzantium. Because I really want to go on a trip. Visit a couple of kingdoms and such. Bring a mountaineer with you. But that'll be in the future. Pay up. Because you know being a marshal pays well. Coordination. Oh, no, thank you. I'm not going to attend there. Not doing it this time because... And don't ask for my children's hand in marriage. Especially that you may know we might have a son soon. What do you want? No means no. Oh, my brother died Galbraith. I mean, I knew he had it for some time. But you sired many children. And one day she's gonna inherit the County of Van from, well, whoever's holding that damn place. Has no children himself. Seven as a knight. Good. There's no better. Well, there's one better. Oh, different Godfrey. Right. I was thinking of this Godfrey. I'm like, wait, confusing names. You'll do. Just help with the finish of the development here. There's another one. Arbitration. In 2 years, likely less, we'll get personal attention and I'll be inspector. And things will start looking up for everything. And I will likely gonna have to go pick this up knowing that it's a possibility I may have a son for this. Maybe get groomed to rule with time. Just wait 1 more month, then we'll travel. As old age progressively sets in, I must face my body decay, acknowledge that given my ever more occasional performance, I'm now impotent. Struggle to perform better. I guess that's the reason why it's been a while since I last had. So, this is the last chance, gentlemen. Unless you want to equip more artifacts. So, yeah, let's get going to the university visit. So, we're going to Byzantium. Gonna have some adjustments to make. I'm willing to throw all my money to that. I want to make several visits to landmarks that I may never get a chance to go to again. Clearing its capital here. And there. Yes. Go all the way to the Canada Pannonia. And then to Khanate Kingdom. Select you, dummy. Make a quick stop through this way. And then there. Oh, and that too. And then you've reached there. And then just go on trip to Greece. No Anatolia. I want you to go by sea. Then land to Athens. You visit these places, and then you'll go up to Serbia and along the coast, and then back again, and then you're home. Alright, ready? Stephanie will join. I mean, I could, you know, have a tutoring trip. Children coming to domains will be able to increase their skills to holdings in your domain. Right. This is a riskier option because that means even more travel danger to unfamiliar territory. So let's brave it together. And there's no guarantee that I'm gonna have a son. In fact, I think you should have waited until he gives birth, which is about to be. Get back on your horse. Fortunately, I'm fluent in that language. Okay, it's a daughter. It's not. Okay, Stephanie is definitely going to be the next ruler of Normandy. And now I'm taking her on a long country trip. Crippled by sickness, to the surprise of absolutely no one. It is nightfall, and the man's hard at work when you arrive at the cereal fields south of Cologne. Appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace, using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the man performing his labor. Then inquires to what exactly he's up to. He answers and starts a long rant about how we need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind false Christian teachings. You step back in surprise. Stop that, you heretic. No longer my wet nurse. You served well. Shame, Gottfried, I'm making you a better physician with time. The Rhine narrows here, between our towering cliffs and the tumult of white water. Above the most treacherous stretch rises the Lorelei Rock, a sheer pillar that claimed countless ships and sailors. Arnulf, my boatman, crosses himself as I approach. The golden maiden sits on top of the rock. At dusk, he whispers. She sings, and men forget their oars, and forget their lives, forget everything but her voice. The current takes them, and the rocks finish what she started. As the sound of his words, the setting sun paints the cliff top gold. For a moment, you can almost swear you see a figure there, but it's only a shadow. Surely, only a shadow. Tell me more of this legend, I would know the full tale. More line legend. The boatman shares the full story. The maiden betrayed her lover, who threw herself on a cliff and became a spirit of vengeance. Now she lures faithless men to watery graves. The cautionary tale about the dangers of broken oaths. I mean, I'm getting old, but hopefully I still got it. You win. Hey, join me. Forget about all that other foolishness. Bank! Entering the barony of Winsenheim, we're welcomed by a troop of entertainers. There are puppet shows, dancing and song. My daughter Rosalind seems to enjoy the music and is delightfully enthralled by one gesture in particular. The man is an extraordinary performer, juggling several instruments in between playing them. You know, I've been prone to stress at times. Hans, the Rhinelander. I could use a jester, my daughter would love him. Cheaper to employ. Cheaper to pay. Excuse me. What are you doing? I asked Gavelina. Found it all hard to fall asleep tonight. Perhaps because traveling has disturbed my body's normal routine, so I stepped down to the campfire. Gavelina was awake as well, despite not having night watch duty at that moment. So I had sat down next to her. With a contemplative look on her face, Lily points at the night sky and smiles. The stars. Sometimes I just like to stare at them. Magnificent, aren't they? I thank God I can witness such wonders every day. I wish you recognize some of the constellations. Is that the snood of St. Bridget? You've been crowned. Passed through the capital of Bavaria. Slope. Great boar hunt. The oak forest of the Banat awakens with the sound of hunting horns as garrison officers organize their autumn hunt. It's August. A mass of boars were terrorizing local farms, and a beast catch has become a matter of honor among the frontier warriors. Jordan, that's me, finds the party already assembled. Hungarian cavalry officers in hunting leathers, German mercenaries with crossbows, and local guides who know every deer trail and boar wallow in these ancient woods. Dogs strain at their leashes, catching the scent of their quarries somewhere in the misty undergrowth. The beast killed 2 hounds last week, explains the huntmaster, a grizzled veteran with more scars than teeth, tusks like sabers. The man who brings it down will have a trophy worthy of any great hall. He glances at Jordan, me, with an appraising eye, wondering if this traveler has what it takes to face the Lord of the Forest. I'm a hunter. I've done some hunting for myself. Track the beast silently. I know these forests. Dismisses the noisy hunting party slip the forest alone. Hours of patient tracking reveal the boar's den. Its habits, its paths, the kill, when it comes, is almost anticlimactic. A single perfect shot. Not quite there yet. Right, beyond Pannonia, things are going to get hard from here. He's just come to my attention that your bishop is working to fabricate a spurious claim on account the... Oh, nice. I implore you to remember that you are Marquess by right, not by greed. I know what I'm doing. Shut up. While traveling through One of my close servants passed away. Death from natural causes is not unheard on these travels. It's unfortunate nonetheless, as the servant was close to me. Regardless, we had to decide what to do with the body of the deceased. It would be improper to just dump their body on the corpse side of the road. After all, even if the servant, we could instead take the body back home for a funeral. Greediness always takes me. Just dump the corpse on the side of the road. People ain't gonna like me for that. The road's got incredibly hilly these past few hours, and everyone's beginning to weary. With no end of the hills in sight, my caravan master Zakari approached me and says, "My lord, our mounts cannot carry on like this for much longer. The boils need a break, or I fear they'll collapse. We must stop to rest." He knows full well that this will delay our journey to Byzantium. He's right. It would be wise to rest. Second. Ever since entering Caliphate, I've been treated much like an animal in this particular garden. The people stare in amazement at the mere way I speak and carry myself. As I make our way through, I'm suddenly approached by a particularly enthusiastic woman who, unlike the rest of the crowd, seems to speak Norse. My word, it's so true. A Norman Marquess, here of all places. I've long admired Norman customs. I even learned the Norse in my own time. What an honor it is. I don't see what's used to language. I'll say the honor's all yours. Ditch. Rosalind, never back down to the challenge. She's going to be more of a military-minded woman, so the brave trait kind of fits for her. Reveal the secret of the devolved ruler. You're a murderer! I ought to have you arrested if there was such a thing. Impute crimes. I believe that's unjust, right? Cost was just. No, it's a scheme. The Danube narrows here to a thundering gorge. Its waters churning white between cliffs that rise like fortress walls. This is the Iron Gates, where the great river forces its way through the Carpathians, where the forest of Severin stands guard over one of the most strategic passages in Christendom. Jordan's party approaches all along the road carved into cliffsides so narrow that horses must walk single file. Below, the river roars with a deafening fury. Above, the fortress looms from its walls. Armed men approach with undisguised suspicion. The knight in armor, worn armor, rides out to meet you. His banner bearing the heraldry of the forest Castile. The iron gates are closed to travelers, he announces. Rumors speak of Hungarian armies gathering to the north, Bulgarian raiders to the south. The Castellan will admit no one without compensation for the risk in opening our gates. Hell. I know the passages these lands like my hand. Follow me. I'll lead the party down a goat path that drops towards the river, then along a series of ledges that no cartographer has ever mapped. It takes twice as long as the road, but in the morning it bypasses the Iron Gates entirely. So ask I knew what it's from. I only smile. Just follow me. I know the way. Treat my Stephanie. Gotta reduce that, knowing how much it costs as we will expand the realm again. Avalanche! After a long, arduous journey among the snowy mountain peaks, I slowly warm myself next to the roaring fire of the local inn while offering God pretend to our caravan outside. Sight is a distant yet powerful deep reverberating thought. Avalanche! Someone yells before anyone inside gets to react. The sound gets louder and louder till it resembles a great force shaking the walls and the floor. After a heartbeat of eternity, even more dreadful sound. Oh, hell. Hold on! Help is coming! With people buried under snow, speed is paramount. Yes, I'm getting old and my prowess ain't what it used to be. I'm a coming, I hear you. Prompt avalanche rescue. Excellent. Claim fabricated. And even better news. Press and touch. Your delimitating limit is up. Now, holding inspection check 2 will also apply the effects of local arbitration in that county. More on that later. I'll be an inspector by the time I return to Normandy. As I journey through the verdant hills surrounding Philippopolis, a fresh scent of spring fills the air. In the spirit of rebirth and renewal, the local villagers are celebrating the annual spring festival. In the midst of revelry, I notice a group of children and adults alike gathered around tables laden with dyes and brushes, painting eggs with intricate patterns and vibrant colors. A visiting scholar, Ilianos, explains that this cause is a precursor to the modern Eastern traditions, rooted in ancient Thracian beliefs of fertility, life cycle, and death. Let us partake in this colorful tradition. 100% chance of artistic allure. My egg painting skills impress the locals and spend a delightful day forging new friendships. I think I've read about a manuscript once. At least, that's what I think. Here I finally here, walking the halls of Constantinople, revered seat of all knowledge in the Orthodox world. I have so much to learn from the holy men and women who gather between these venerable walls. And what about the ancient scrolls and books? Of course, major centers of culture also active markers offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. As I consider all my possibilities, the locals look at me with a mixture of curiosity and confusion. It's clear that it's not every day that they see us Normans. It's time to get started. Pick up your perks. Cutting cornerstones, slightly cheaper. Plant cultivation. Since we're not going to get a son out of this, there's no reason for that right now. Today, our teacher Samakos begins. We're going to examine the autonomy of a falcon. An excited murmur spreads through the lecture hall as we all appreciate a hooded bird standing proudly on the teacher's gloved arm. Much can be learned by the studying the body of animals, says the ancient host. Does anyone want to help me with the dissection demonstration? I volunteer to help. See, Godfrey? I told you you're going to be better at this sort of thing. See, you're an average. I had faith in you. Universities and centers of higher education are always bustling highs of socialization. In these hollowed halls, the students are all peers. All appearances along the road of knowledge, which is why it could be helpful to make friends and feel part of the community. These are my first thoughts when Miroslav, a Serb, approaches me, the smell of wine on his breath. Join me and my friends, Jordan. Prove us the might of the Marquis by downing more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider you one of us. No thanks. Students, we have a distinct guest speaker joining us today. My teacher Narcisse exclaims, "Let's welcome Mateko Agabazda, the most authority of Bogomolist doctrine in Byzantium." Bogomolist? Greetings, Seventh Thing starts on the string back. Today we'll be exploring collecting rare manuscripts, how it connects to the nature of God. Other students straighten their backs and procure their quills. This is gonna take a while. Fierce that you scribble notes, just write them down. Write it all down. Teaching at Constantinople takes place in most part in oral form. Students are encouraged to exercise their rhetorical prowess and show the progress of the learning and debates in front of their teachers' peers. Today, Narcissus asked me and Miroslav to take up opposing sides on the topic of Jewish-Christian debate to discuss it out. Well, let me begin in the scriptures. As everyone knows, we want a debate here. The halls of the University of Constantine were often echoes with the debates of students and teachers, some of which escalates to notorious rivals like between Nazis and Symmachus. When I found a day, they are as usual screaming at each other, trying to prove whose field of study is better equipped to discuss what geometrical shape is more apt to represent the divine. Something less usual, however, they suddenly noticed me approaching and asked me to take a position. Narcissus is right, I say. Hostile schemes. We're coming of age. My tuition of Stephanie's at an end. Even as a child, Stephanie has always had a way with words. It is therefore unsurprising she has taken well to the study of diplomatic relations. A true silver tongue. She could sway the opinion of kings and council alike. When she speaks, the court listens in enraptured silence. Marconess is Alice. Was Alice towards her education cannot go unmentioned. Her guidance has helped the child reach ever further than I could have alone. Grow up fast. She's an exalted diplomat. And she's a knight. Since when? I don't know if she was allowed to be a knight. Is there something I did not know regarding women's laws and who can serve as knights or not? As I'm leaving the class after a deep, thought-inducing class by Symmachus, my attention drawn by the chaotic laughter and screaming coming from outside. Gerasimos, clearly intoxicated, barely standing on his feet, is nevertheless delighted, cheering crowd with some elegant rhymes about the joys of drinking, as well as known by the local clergy. When they notice me, they chant me, "Join us, join us." A frown on Symmachus' face speaks volume on his thoughts about the whole matter. This is outrageous. Alright. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I could even imagine a number of wise men that study at Byzantium. And the breadth of their thinking and the breadth of their research, just being part of the same environment has made me a much better person. With my new gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. Knowledge is power. I didn't get my education trade increased, but I did pick up 2 perks and my stewardship skill up, and got this book. Excellent Making Gold. An elegant tome that shows an excellent understanding of stewardship as it touches upon subjects such as tax collection. The cover is wood, has been painted display, repeating image of eschatological scenes involving money, no doubt. Professional workforce built faster, and centralization for up the development growth. Now we got some traveling to take care of. I was about to say, since when women are allowed to be knights? Is there something in our culture? It's for men only. What if I did not read that says women are allowed to be knights or something like that? Or is that for immediate family? No, is it just Stephanie and nobody else? Well, something to think about until I see Rosalind grow up. I mean, she's more to that. She has a wolf-like demeanor, though. This character's demeanor is fierce and loyal, displaying a strong sense of camaraderie and protectiveness within the court. They possess a keen intuition and are skilled at working within pack. The court interactions are marked by a determined and fiercely protective nature. She's shrewd and strong. Nice, I say. Temples. Traveling the hilly outskirts of Athens, I come across a bustling market. Among the merchants, one catches my eye. An elderly man with a collection of exquisite pottery depicting the myth of Athena and Poseidon. The merchant, Tryphon, claims that these are genuine relics from the city's glorious past. Scenes show a legendary contest between the gods for the patron of the city. A tale deeply engraved in Athenian culture. A piece of pottery would not only be a beautiful addition to your collection, but also a symbol of wisdom and power, as Athena herself represents. Athenian pottery. Yeah, I'll take it. Such craftsmanship, I must have one. A wise purchase. Haggled expertly obtained a fine piece of pottery at a reasonable price. We sit in a quiet tavern in Attica when a loud band of ragged-looking sellswords comes marching. The brutish leader pushes one of my guards aside and audaciously sits down at my table. I know I am, my lord. Interested in the service of the best band of mercenaries in Attica? Warm, loyal men that you'll never find if you can at least pay us properly. Well, I got a perfect job for you. No, we don't see each other eye to eye because you're of a false faith, orthodoxy. We may get along one day within a camaraderie. Bill. I ought to do the brisk air of Achaia. It has a very refreshing qualities to traverse the local hill for. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training, a technique I've not seen before. I'm moving closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While I'm doing so, approached by the local captain, Indias. Would you like to join him, my lord? Savvy, one day you're going to lead, and you're brave as ambitious as I am, and I'm getting on with my old age. I don't have long to live because this illness may take me, so I think my daughter will benefit from this training regimen. And that she does. Because you may never know what happened to me. We're walking along the hills late in the day. The darkness comes suddenly, brought by the dark clouds above us, and there's a distant loud rumble of thunder. Soon there's another, combined with dazing flash of lightning, and another strike, brightly illuminating the area. The after image burned in my eyes. I blinked to see where the lightning had struck. Now there's a quickly expanding brush fire, and it's spreading toward us. Put the fire before it spreads too far. 1 second. While traversing the rugged mountains of Achaia, my party's attention is caught by a particular sight. An eccentric hermit, Puffs, he's constructed a large, rickety structure resembling the sails of the Andratic windmill on the edge of a cliff. With a wild look in his eyes, he proclaims to have mastered the art of flight. With the power of the wind and a bit of courage, one can soar like an eagle, he exclaims. His enthusiasm is infectious, if not touch concerning, given the precariousness of his invention. Perhaps I could improve your design. 100% chance of windmill redesign. With a few clever adjustments and make the contraption slightly less dangerous. The hermit is overjoyed, though still grounded. I'm all better. But remember, I'm vulnerable to disease. You want to name it after yourself? Gottfried seems to be a popular name in Norman circles. I'm looking through the market stalls in Frost House. Feel my purse string cut as my immediate reaction to the thief disappears in the crowd. All through pure coincidence. One of my guards sees the man and heads to the back alley. Stop, or I'll have your head. One of my guards shouts at him, and the thief turns around and gives an angry, shifty stare. As a greedy person, I say, filthy thief, you think you could steal from me? Give me my money back and more. The afternoon is quickly advancing and nightfalls we enter the local farm estates of Thessalonica. The estate owner, Thomas, greets us warmly and promises to host a lavish feast for us. Once the feast starts, we dine on a veritable menagerie of roast animals, stews, soups, bread, and the like. In the morning, Thomas approaches me as I enjoy breakfast. My lord, hosting such an extravagant shindig as yesterday can be expensive. Greedy person me says you should pay me for the prestige I brought to your farm. Nature will provide for us. And if I died right now, I wouldn't be mad. Honestly. Because Stephanie's ready to rule. She's got what it takes. She's shrewd and she's strong. She's got the mind and the body. Traveling the lands of my acquaintances triggers and knows my entourage on edge, even panicky. A single unknown noise, we jump at arms and lo, mysterious silhouettes miss our legs. Good evening, smiles the intruder, calling with a blade. If only we met under more pleasant circumstances. Still, the strategist suddenly wishes me to welcome you. Oh, hell. He's killed by you. And then she becomes my nemesis. Just to tell him, hey, get out of here. But I think the braveness in me would say, fool, I'll make you pay for this. Guards execute the assassin. She becomes my nemesis. Well, you're from far away. What are you going to do about it? You sent a professional assassin to kill me, but screw it. As I lead my entourage, lead my retinue along the precarious mountain paths of Drakion. The air of Sunday trembles beneath feet as a thunderous roll accompanies a landslide that cascades down the slope, barely missing my body. Amidst the Sunday dust, I spot a corner of an elaborate mausoleum. Its tiles gleam in the sun. The ancient Byzantine work depicts the scene of imperial grandeur, long buried and forgotten. The path ahead is blocked, and the discovery presents a conundrum. Do you attempt to clear a path, preserve the relic for posterity, or take what you can and move on? Artifacts of the old empire? Mine by right of discovery. Tiles shadows to try to remove them. Ah, damn it. Heart of the family. Maybe I should go for that next. As a matter of fact, you should do that right now because you are an inspector now. If I wanted other perks, I could just wander. I'm gonna do this and try to get groomed to rule for the sake of my daughter. I'm told that the tree is venerated and resigned by extension with the will of the gods. It watches the locals adorn the old tree in fine materials and jewelry, as if they were courting it. Many of my entourage are satisfied to watch from a distance, and I feel compelled to do something more. Fascinating. As my party enjoys a well-deserved rest in the bustling city of Ragusa, we are in Ragusa, Leon, one of my companions, is approached by a group of local youths. They invited to participate in the traditional game of the city, a rooftop race. The rules are simple. Participants must navigate the city's rooftops without falling and injuring themselves. The first to reach the city's main square is the winner. Leon is eager to join in on the fun and looks at me for approval. Well... Why don't we all join in? Shared victory. The party joins the race and manages to navigate the rooftop successfully. The locals cheer for your team's victory. On our way through Pagania, we appeared to stumble to a local food market. Everywhere, peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamored around exotic food stalls. Air thick with fragrances I've never imagined. My nose is drawn to a lowly stacked stall. Low stall stacked with a dish I could only dream of. Pulled on my haze about a halty grass gutter. There always spots on a slum moment. Bowls of stew are for peasants. There's much finer food zone. Out of my question, I want my bowl of stew, damn it. Good meal. Rocks. I'm stopped by the town of Omish on my travels. That's where my father died. And the locals shower me with great esteem. The people did not expect someone like myself to visit their humble settlement. Some local leaders suggest spend a few days here. The leaders wish to show me around the area and leave a good impression on me about their town and surroundings as well as the people who dwell here. But I don't mind a slight detour. After all, this is where my father passed, in Omish. We're visiting a church in so I noticed having a deepened conversation with a local clergy member. Seems to hang on to every word. Does not prove interest. Father, I decided what I want to do with my life, tells Sarah as I walk over the pair. The clergyman gives a smile. Clearly trying to be supportive of my daughter's decision. I want to spend it in service of God. You want to be a nun? If it knocks you out to the line of succession, so if that'll make you happy. So she's promised to the clergy and will eventually dedicate to service life for her. So she's going to be a nun in the future. Traversing the outskirts of Rabiu, we're suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. Another set of riders rapidly approaching a nearby holding, led by Mayor Ladika. I was originally pleasantly surprised by the altruistic demeanor of the local mayor, and I praise God they arrived just in time. The circles back around with a victorious grin on her face. You should join us for some Croatian hospitality at Rabiu. As I navigate the rugged terrain of Dalmatian mountains, I come across a lively scene. Locals of a small village are celebrating the feast of St. Michael in a unique way. They're tossing walnuts down the mountainside, a tradition that brings good luck and bountiful harvests. The air is filled with laughter and a crackling sound of walnuts bouncing off rocks. Grigordas. Dalmatian. A villager. Spots near your party invites you to join in festivities. He explains that participating in walnut tossing could injure the goodwill of the villagers. However, the mountain-sized steep and walnuts are slick. One wrong step, it could lead to a walnut-related mishap. I've joined many festivals. This one reminds me of ones abroad. Share stories of festivals and distant lands delighting the villagers. One foot after another, I slowly move forward on a narrow mountain trail. Suddenly I hear a rumble and quickly sound a scream. Shocked by the commotion, I look up. It's that of Zakaria walking behind me. There's only equally befuddled, tired face of Leon standing in front of the first doors. Where's Zakaria? I demand to know. My voice, very scared by dry mouth. Only response is very distant in the wind. He'll be in our prayers. Joffrey, you're the new caravan master now. On our way back home. Travel will get easier from here. When traveling in Debutantes, we came across some old ruins. Ruins so we didn't even recognize them as ruins at first. We all thought they were miraculously randomly placed stones. Only when Godfrey, who has some knowledge of such ruins, came closer to recognize the site as man-made. The structure, he says, but badly worn down by the elements. As we briefly rest by these ruins, he remarks with a sigh, "Life's so infernal, isn't it? To think that this must have been some sort of glorious building ages ago. Someday, we too will be in even worse shape than these ruins. Our lives are fair, but God is not." Corinthian honey. The scent hits you before it sees its source. A rich, dark sweetness carved on the mountain breeze. Through the trees I spot a clearing where Ran, a weathered beekeeper, tends to dozens of woods gaps around neat rows. Corinthian honey, the old man says proudly when approach. Darkest and finest in all the empire. The bees here feed on alpine flowers and forest blossoms, he explains. Producing honey so prized it travels to the tables of bishops and princes. Obviously, the taste of one spoon is indeed extraordinary. Complex and aromatic scents of pine and wildflower. Guys' eyes nervously, but the keeper moves among them with calm assurance. They know me, he says. Stay calm and they will mean you no harm. Your beast could feed an army. I want exclusive rights. The negotiated contract gave me the first rights of the beekeeper's entire production. Price steep, but Courtiers only commands premium prices at distant markets. This could prove a profitable venture. In the garden of the castle in Dunsugan, spot a what locals proudly claim as the source of the mighty Danube. A public spring emerges from the earth, surrounded by carefully tended flowers and ornamental stone basin. Hunter, the castle steward, greets the part of an obvious point. Here begins the great river that flows to the Black Sea. Because there's a modest spring. Every drop that reaches Constantinople started in this very garden. Godfrey looks skeptical. The brag and the rivers surely could chew more water. But the steward's enthusiasm is infectious. It's offered to drink from the sacred spring, as visiting dignitaries done so for generations. Fill the flask. I shall carry the Danube's water on my journey. So provides a small flask with spring water. May the Danube's blessing flow with you. Soundly charming mental of this charming place. So give me 2. While trying through Württemberg, I can't help but notice that every person sees the works of quiet intensity I don't often notice online. Stop one of the laborers and ask him what he shows pity with. When you see the triggers, you just put your back into it and don't stop till the jobs are good. Industrious. Development growth up. Small health boost. Nice. Almost to France now. Come on. What did you just call my sister, you debaucher? We're back in Francia. Familiar lands. What did you just call my sister, you womanizer? As we travel by the sand, we notice a man loudly cursing his life, complaining about his treacherous crew. As we get close to seeing him stand by the remains of a small wrecked trading vessel. My lord, could I ask you for a moment of your time? I'll happily pay some food and assistance in repairing my boat. That's what pain smile on his face. I know his most disgusting well kept, despite his misfortune. For a price, maybe. Just wanted to screw with you for the last time. Alright. We'll end the episode here on that note. So, in the next episode, how did the Princess of Asher become a knight? Maybe it's due to the fact that she's my heir and heirs are allowed to become knights. I mean, she doesn't have any modifiers that tells her otherwise. I don't know, I'm a little bit dumbfounded. It never occurred to me before. I mean, then you never know, I could make her an acclaimed knight. I mean, she's my heir, and that would make sense, you know, it's, you know, nepotism. But still. We hope you people enjoyed this episode. The next episode, this county is next. And then after that, and then this one, and then that one, and then that. But I doubt I'll be around long enough to do all of that. We could at least just do one more, and I don't think I'll be around for the next. But at least we'll control, a quarter of Flanders. So, we'll see you in the next episode as I will continue to raise my daughters. Although, she might survive, being sickly. It's just land's going to be split between 4 daughters and 4 lands. So, till then, so long for now.